Started. First question, Kelly Eco.
Hey, Kurt, how's it going?
Okay.
So back in February, I guess the first game, the first official small ball game against the Lakers. I remember you said it was a huge test. Just going against that size and that caliber of a team. Changed since then till now.
What?
I said, has something changed from then till now about the huge test and everything?
Well, I think we're more secure in what we're doing and even more confident in how we play. And now it still will be the best test because they are maybe the biggest team and the best team. They got the best record, obviously. And so it will be a challenge. But, we're very confident in what we're doing.
Mark Berman.
Hey, Mike, how are you? Does what happened and I don't remember when you changed, when you didn't change, did what happened in the first three games against these guys have any relevance to what's going on now? And the second part of that is, and I know y'all were asked this some last night, about any issues with the quick turnaround, or is that no big deal?
Well, first of all, I don't think 3 games we played seems like a century ago really matter. Teams are in the state they're in today, and we feel pretty good about it. I'm sure they do the same thing. The quick turnaround, yeah, it's not ideal. The team gets 3 or 4 or 5 days off, and then we got to turn around. But it's playoff. It happens. We didn't have to travel. We didn't have to get in at late at night and all of that. So we got to be ready. There's no other solution, and we will be.
Jonathan Fagan.
In addition to the reasons you've laid out for switching to playing without a center and spreading the floor for this particular team, how much were the conversations at the time? Did the Lakers come up? How much did they come up as a potential matchup down the road?
You mean to go to the small ball?
Yes. I was avoiding the term. But
I don't believe that we ever mentioned their names specifically. I just think that what's the best way to play, to get Russell in the open space, get Eric going to the bat and all that. I think it's more about us than anybody in the league. And that was the conversation centered on that. We just wanted to play the best that we could play, and then we'll see how it stacks up.
are those things that you've talked about accentuated against a team like that plays a traditional center and has great size, great length?
Yeah, without a doubt. We just didn't think that the way we were constructed that it would be a favorable matchup to the bigger teams if we played traditional like them. That's why we went small. I think it's borne out now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that we're the best team out there. It means that we're a really good team going to compete for a championship. That's what we want, just have a chance.
Thank you.
Mark Medina.
Hey, Mike. I'm sure you heard the news about Steve Nash with coaching the Nets. Obviously, his credentials are pretty well stated, but did you ever have a sense that this is something that would be interested to him?
No, not really. I mean, he's got a great basketball mind, and I know he loves basketball, so it doesn't surprise me. But it's an interesting. He's. I just texted him and jumping into from the frying pan to the fire. So, good luck to him, and I'm happy for him, and I hope things work out to a certain degree. I don't want to work out too much, but he'll do a good job.
Adam Spolin.
Mike, last night it seemed like you were trying to avoid switching with Eric and CP. Is that something, as you get into this series, would you like to keep PJ on LeBron as much as you can?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know a specific that matchup. I mean, we like that matchup, but we think that Eric was by far the best that we could have on CP, and obviously CP's was hurting us, and he still played a terrific game, and still was great. But we thought that when we could, that it would be to our advantage to have Eric out there on it. So it'll go to different matchups, different people, and whether we do it with the Lakers, we'll see.
Sam Amick.
Hey, Mike. On the Steve front,
I wonder two things. For one, did you have any idea at all that he was thinking about this? And wondered if he reached out to you. And then, when it comes to being a former point guard, you and Steve had such a connection. He's going to be trying to have that kind of connection with Kyrie. How much of an advantage do you feel like that could be?
He is so sad. First of all, I didn't know that he wanted to coach, and like I said, I'm really happy for him. But no, he wouldn't reach out in the sense of it was pretty hush hush, and special connection. Yeah, everybody's different, and everything's different. So I'm sure he'll think that's a key to his team, and he'll do what he needs to do, and he'll figure it out. And like I said, he'll work hard. He was one of the most. He worked as hard as anybody I've ever seen in basketball to get ready every day. And even when he broke his leg in LA, that no one outworked him. And he'll do the same as a coach. And he knows basketball, so it's a pretty good formula for success.
Sarat Zohi.
Hey, Coach. After the trade, how do you guys, as a coaching staff, prepare PJ and Covington to be guarding bigger players?
Well, PJ that was easy just because for his whole career, he's either battling big fours and switching off the big fives and playing small some. So he was easy. Cove, I just didn't know. He was been on the perimeter a lot, but he's such a good defensive player that he figured it out. And I'm sure as we go on, he's getting more comfortable and fronting and doubling when we have to as the whole team. And it just is a process that the guy can guard. If you can guard multiple positions. That's where we have a lot of those guys who can do that.
Sean Powell. Sean.
Sorry about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that, Coach. What is it about PJ's toughness that allows him to have success against bigger players?
You just named it, toughness, just his tenacity and not giving up on a play, being able to use his strength, his both him and Eric and James are all strong, and so just a combination of good talents. He did what he maxed up, what he misses in height, he makes up with the will and a big heart, and that's if you want to play great defense and you have the physical skills to be able to do that. Now it's a mindset, and he obviously got that.
Brian Mahoney.
And Mike, sort of one more on Steve, because I know it's a million years ago now, but could you guys have imagined 15 years ago when people were saying you can't win that way and this and that the coach of that team and the point guard would now both be head coaches still here playing a way that sort of everybody wants to play?
Yeah, he might go back to traditional two bigs. I don't know. we'll see. he might just walk it up the floor and throw it into his big center. So who knows? But I'm excited for him. I'm excited that, like I said, he'll open the game up and he'll run. I'm sure. He's going to work hard. He'll surround himself with smart people, and his ego is always intact. And I think it's I'm excited for him and hope him the best.
Greg Logan.
Mike, I cover the Nets for Newsday, so another Steve Nash question, actually two. When he was your point guard, did he have any active in with you into the game plan? Would he involved on that level? And two, how do you think he compares to a Steve Kerr in terms of being prepared as a first-time head coach to take over a team with some serious superstars?
Yeah, well, to be prepared in the game plan, probably not just coming into the office, but the game plan was get it to Steve and Steve, you figure it out. So yeah, I would say he's pretty well involved. And how he compares to Steve, everybody has a personality and how you relate with players and how you react to situations, and he'll things are thrown at you, losses, 2 losses, 3 losses in a row. Players not playing well, players, he's got a lot of people to deal with. And so how different personalities react to that, we'll see. But it's a good bet that he will react well, because as a point guard, he had to understand that this guy needed the ball, I need to do this, I need to help this guy, and figure it out, and he always did that.
Salman Ali.
Hey Mike, you get about size disadvantages all the time. Do you feel like playing this way presents certain advantages in this upcoming matchup?
Size, you mean? I was as tall as Frank Vogel, I think. There's advantages and disadvantages, and I think they know where our weakness will be. We've got to mask that, and we've got to, lessen that blow by the tenacity and the fight and the desire to get it done. And they'll know where our strengths are, and we know where our strengths are. And we've got to get that to our advantage. Just a little bit like last night, we talked about all the time. Can we win the possession game? They turned it over 20 odd times, and we turned it over 12. So we got 10 shots or so more out of turnovers. We negated them on the boards. We got just as many, maybe a little bit more offensive rebounds than they did. So that's going to be those are our keys. And again, they're going to try not to turn it over. They're going to try to get us to turn it over, and they're trying to beat us up on the boards. And we'll just see who's will and who's fight, and we'll win those battles.
We'll take 2 more. Jonathan Fagan.
Over the years, Mike, you've had PJ on Anthony Davis whenever Anthony Davis was in the game, and you've had him on LeBron anytime LeBron was in the game. To choose which, since you only have the one PJ, to choose which one.
He's going to be on Anthony Davis. Jay will be on LeBron. So we do have 2, right? So lame joke. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good luck with that.
Okay, good.
Is the decision on which one about the other guy, who can defend well in a different matchup, or is it more PJ against the guy PJ would at least initially be on?
It's more the other guy. I think PJ equally can guard both as well as you can. But just remember that our matchups go kind of out the window once they start moving around a little bit and we start switching. So everybody will get their shot at everybody. And it's going to be a team thing. And it's going to be, again, the fight spirit that we have tomorrow and how we react to situations. But if we run around and we're all together on the string, we'll be fine.
Thank you.
And last one, Ben DeVos.
Mike, the rotation understandably shortened a little bit in Game 6 and Game 7. Austin and Ben, in particular, had their minutes fairly limited. 2-part question. Number one, is it possible that the rotation expands again now that you're starting fresh for the new series? And if so, what are the keys to, keeping guys like that confident and ready to go after they go a couple of games without really playing and without getting much rhythm?
That's what playoffs are. That's why it's hard and it's tough, and you're right. It probably will expand a little bit, especially the first. You got to feel it out because you'll see certain. Just because you don't play against one team and you don't feel like that matchup's suitable or not as good as you would like, maybe you play a lot more against the other team, and vice versa. The player played maybe doesn't. But then a lot of it depends on the starters and how much rest I think one needs, or if they're going really well, do you want to expand the starters or somebody like Daniel House minutes? And the only way you do that, you're not going to take him off your superstar. And as Russ comes back, he went from 20 minutes the first night, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or 25 to 28, now to 30, and who knows, tomorrow we'll see. So as his minutes expand, it's got to come somewhere, and you just try to figure out, what I'm going to do. I'm going to play what I think that give us the best chance to win, and as long as I don't wear them out, there's nobody that played 40 minutes. They had a couple guys played 40 minutes. try to keep them in 30 minutes, some of them a little bit high 30s, some low 30s, and then go from there. And, the key is, you got to do it. It's a tough role, but it's a vital role. And we talked to them all year, and we talked to them now, and they're ready to go. When they get a chance, I'm sure they're going to give us everything we got.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, we're good.